and the water thereof was dried up, and the way of the kings, that the way of the kings of the east might be prepared.
For the final battle. So those waters will be dried up for the final battle. When Assyria come down to try to fight against Israel and all those different countries, they're going to have to cross over the river Euphrates. So the Most High put a spirit on this same angel to start drying up the waters. Go to Isaiah 8 and 7. Isaiah 8 and 7. Got a lot of scriptures here. Excuse me if I'm jumping, but we have a lot of scriptures, and I started a little late. So go to Revelations 8 and 7.
Revelations of Isaiah.
Isaiah 16 and 12. Isaiah 8 and 7. Let's go there. And we're going back to Revelations 7 after that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Isaiah 8 and 7. Read that.
Isaiah chapter 8, verse 7. Now therefore, behold, the Most High bringeth up upon the waters of the river. Now therefore, behold, the Most High bringeth up upon them the waters of the river, strong and many, even the king of Assyria, and all his glory. And he shall come up over all his canals, and go over all his banks.
See that? So the Most High is drying up the river Euphrates for this battle we're reading of in Isaiah, the 8th chapter. And that's more proof. That's more proof that when you read some of the Old Testament prophecies, it's talking about future tense.
Mm-hmm.
Again, there was no time in the Old Testament that the river Euphrates dried up so that armies can go over and fight.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm saying this because people are looking at prophecy in Jeremiah in different areas and saying, well, that already happened. Saying things already happened without understanding that these are prophets prophesying future events. Like Isaiah prophesied that Christ would come. Who believed the report of Christ? Was Christ there? Can someone look in Isaiah and say, well, hold up, that already happened? Okay, go to Revelations 7. Get Revelations 8 and 8. Revelations 8 and 8. Read that.
Revelations chapter 8, verse 8. And the second angel sounded, and the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea, and the third part of the sea became blood.
It says, and the third part of the sea became blood. The third part of the sea became blood. Now, I have a picture of the spill. And as you can see, here's the spill. And it looks like it's flowing like blood. Can you see that? It's flowing like blood. Can they see that? Tell me if they can see that.
Yeah, you can see it. Mm-hmm.
Bible prophecy. The sea is flowing like blood. Right? Finish reading. 8 and 8.
Revelations chapter 8, verse 8. And the second angel sounded, and as it were a great mountain burning with fire was cast into the sea. And the third part of the sea became blood. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died.
It says, and the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died. See this? So this, according to the Bible, will kill a third part of the creatures which are in the sea. Now, what can make the sea look like blood? Oil. The protein of the oil mixed with water and it looks red. Read.
Revelations chapter 8, verse 9. And the third part of the creatures which were in the sea and had life died.
Go ahead.
And a third part of the ships were destroyed.
And the third part of the ships destroyed. Look at all the fishers and people that make their living on the Gulf crying about what this means to their livelihood. Okay, and also the gases that's going to be coming out of the waters from this catastrophe. Many ships going to be getting destroyed straight from explosions and all that coming from the waters. Read on.
Verse 10. And the third angel sounded, and there fell a great star from heaven, burning as it were a lamp. And it fell upon the third part of the waters, and upon the fountains of water.
It says, a third part of the rivers, and upon the fountains of waters. And it's going to show you, according to the Bible, it's going to show you that because these nations have plagued the children of Israel, what they're doing will eventually plague them. Before the Most High delivered the children of Israel out of Egypt, He plagued them. And one of the plagues, He turned their waters to blood. So the remnant that's going to be safe in the wilderness don't even have to worry about any of this. The Most High will be our water. The Most High will be our bread. But the rest of the earth, for their punishment and the way they have treated the children of Israel when Israel was down, will suffer the consequences by their own actions, by their industrial complex, by them actually creating an industry that would eventually destroy themselves. That destruction will not come on the children of Israel, not at least the 1/3. Read. When I say the 1/3, the 1/3 that will make it through the fire in the wilderness. We know that according to the Bible, 90% of the children of Israel will be killed eventually in the earth. 90%. And out of that 90%, out of that 10% that's left, 1/3 will make it. Read.
Verse 11. And the name of the star is called Wormwood.
The name of the star is called Wormwood. A star is an angel. That lets you know that there's a spirit or angel that trouble the waters and make them bitter against mankind. See, this is the piece people are not talking about, the spiritual part of this. They go into the scientific part. They go into the scientific part and they exclude the spiritual implication of this. Scientists can't say this is spiritual because they would have to renounce science and say that, you know what, this is Bible prophecy. See, but the same way in ancient Egypt, they'll do one thing, they'll get their magicians or their scientists together and fix something real quick, and then Pharaoh's heart will be hardened again. Oh, it wasn't the God. It was okay. And then the Most High do something else to him. He's going to keep on doing this until they acknowledge a higher. Until they acknowledge that it's His power that's bringing this. Finish reading.
Revelations chapter 8 verse 11.
Go ahead.
And the name of the star is called Wormwood. And the third part of the waters became wormwood. And many men died of the waters.
And many men died of the what?
And many men died of the waters, because they were made bitter.
Because they were made bitter. So the Most High is sending His angels to bring these prophecies forth. Okay? The children of Israel, those that are following Christ, will escape these perils. But we will as a nation go through them. We will as a nation go through them. And it's no coincidence that this oil spill is right off the Gulf of America. That this thing is happening right there in that same land. Babylon the Great is falling. It's falling. It's falling. All these things are going to start there first because that's the light of the world. Everyone look at America. But when everybody see that country burning, and I'll tell you this, when the destruction and the nukes and all that do hit the country, imagine not only the land on fire, but the water's on fire due to the pollution. This is the future of America. This is the future. What verse you left off?
Verse 12.
Okay, I need you to go to Revelation 16 and 3, and read down to 6. We have a lot of precepts. I'm sorry I can't hit all of these, but I'm going to go through as many as we can before I get back to the article. Revelation 16 and 3 down through 6. Read it.
Revelations chapter 16, verse 3. And the second angel poured out his vial upon the sea.
And the second angel poured out his vial